Yo, what is up, guys? My name is Joey's Gaming, and we're back for another build video. And today we're going over one of the updated nuclear file flag for level 65. And I'm going to say, as this is my most popular build, I'm going to just point out that this is just insane. Now, what is nuclear flag? Now, this build is basically pretty straightforward. It's a max damage flag build, uh, but you lose a lot of survivability. Basically, if you already know, flag doesn't have a lot of survivability, even if you're at full health, or as we're going to use here, half health. Uh, Either way, you don't have a lot of survivability. So, taking that into context, I decided to put a, little front loader up, and with the new URAD Annoyed that came with the Cardinal event, I decided to do a flag build that was based around that, and it was just insane. It did so much damage, I updated it to level 60, it did even more damage, and it now is just insane. Uh, Gearbox buffed a lot of weapons, made a lot of weapons very good, made some comms very good as well, some class mods. Uh, and in general, Flag is a very good spot right now if you're talking damage. Survivability, Flag's always going to be bad unless in the new skill tree DLC thing that they announced. Unless there's a perk you can get like shield lifesteal. If that is broken, then of course Flag's going to have fucking lifesteal off of shields. But we're not at that point yet. So yeah, let's go over the gear real quick. I'm very hyped for this build. Like it is insane how good it is. We went through true Malawan takedown. I did a lot of random stuff, and you can do any content in the game in the hardest difficulty. Just be aware that you don't have a lot of survivability, so you may go down a lot. But your damage is just fine to get you back up. As you can see in our build, you probably noticed we have the a level 57 OPQ, and it still works. For some reason, don't ask me why, but this still shreds. Now, don't go through true takedowns with this. It doesn't do as much damage as before. It is good for Malawan takedown or mobbing or even bossing, but it won't get you through. If you're only using the OPQ, it won't get you through the entire true takedown. But it's still crazy to me how this is 8 levels under your character and like about 9 or 10 levels under enemies. Enemies levels, whatever. But yeah, it's crazy how this still shreds being under leveled. I cannot wait until they put the card event back and we get a level 65 or higher version of this. It's going to delete your game, and this is basically the point of this build. It's going to delete your game. Well, gonna play it before you delete your game because it's gonna be fun. But yeah, let's go over the gear. So for this is how I prefer to run. Your usual mobbing. For takedowns, I switch my gear a little bit, and go for a more offensive setup. But this is pretty offensive slash defensive. We got a plate bearer with URAD. You want URAD on all of your weapons. Some weapons do have ASC splash, that is to break fade away or after you use your racks with something like the back burner. It works great. Now, plate bearers, very good for mobbing. I've got them in multiple elements. I do not have all the elements. I have them, some in my bank, but Rad basically covers shock and fire, though if you have bosses like Grave for fire or Tron for shock, you still want those, but I prefer rad for mobbing because it's just going to spread that radiation damage all over the battlefield, and it's just great. It does a lot of damage still. We got some backburners as well. Like I said, splash damage to shoot off your last shot, and it's very good. Other launchers, we do have the Major Kong. Now, this is very inaccurate. It doesn't shoot where you want to shoot, unless you're like right up close. But when it does work, it is insane. This can kill bosses in one shot easily, just like that. So yeah, we put one on the build because why not? But yeah, that's pretty much it for launchers. Mongol could be a good choice, but it's more of a most choice. Next up, we have shotguns. I'll go over them all in one shot. Hellwalker, high damage, basically your new reflux if you want damage. Reflux is still on the build though if you want cooldown. Now we got a new shotgun for single targets. Is basically a single target reflux, the conversions. Now the ones that you want, I don't have all elements of them. I do have shock corrosive ×8, but you want ×4 because you'll shoot for longer, and ammo sustain for flak is more DPS. Well, in general, ammo sustain is more DPS, but if you're trying to go like against heavier enemies or something like that, ×4 will really help you compared to the ×8 one. I found myself reloading a lot more with ×8 than ×4, so you know, ammo consumption, it chews through ammo really quick still, so I prefer the ×4 personally. But you might prefer the ×8, whatever. You be you. For other shotguns, I think that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. For assault rifles, you got the OPQ, still really good. Monarch is just the Monarch. It deals so much DPS, it's pretty insane. Got the Clairvoyance. This surprised me on stream today, enough to get me walking out of my room after I killed Tron with this. Yeah, very good. So is the Stone Thrower. Very good. Jacob's AR as well. Now we do have a rebound on the build. Now this is okay. It's okay-ish at best. It's not great, not bad. I prefer Monarch and OPQ compared to the rebound, but it's a buzzsaw gun shooting thing. So we just put it the build to be more crazy. Now next up, little pistols. We got a few of them. We got the Light Show, just a basic meta gun. Very good DPS, and can kill things in an instant. We've got the Maggie now. Yeah, Maggie with URAD. It makes it work and is actually pretty good. You can kill bosses with it as well, which is kind of crazy. Now for other weaponry, we have Blood-Starved Beasts. Beasts are very good, surprisingly, but they they go through your ammo very fast, so you'll often reload. Even a ×2 one, you'll reload because you do lose some of the damage. But it's worth it. It's worth it. The gun is excellent for mobbing, for bossing. You go through a couple mags, but it can get the job done. We do also have the Smog. Really great SMG. It's just high powered SMG. You just don't get hit when you got your shield up. Well, basically, don't run into enemies line of fire. I'd recommend just trying to stay like a little bit away, even though it's inaccurate. Just try your best to not get shot, even though not every shot counts as the damage that will unamp your shots. I still recommend not getting shots because Mampton damage is Mampton damage. It is pretty crazy for like it just dies in an instant. Other weapons, backburners, Stenhawks, very good. Just high damage. just to pick up. We got a Skull Masher, because this is a quick burst of damage. The reload speed is kind of a pain on this weapon. You can just burst out so much damage in a few seconds and things die. We got an unseen threat. This is a good sniper in general. People really like it, so I put it in the build. We also have a head explosion. Now, this does splash damage, and yeah, it's pretty good. It's a all-around good splash sniper, so I put it on. We have front loaders. Now, this is what will lower your HP. We got them in all ASCs because, you know, gotta have them in all ASCs. If you want to really call your build a build. Uh, now for Hunter Seekers, the level doesn't matter. So does the front loader, but more survivability if you get a higher level. But for Hunter Seekers, we got mitosis ones with all the ACs. Because Hunter Seekers are basically your cooldown. If you don't have a gun that, if you have like a plague bearer, you're not gonna get cooldown that fast. So you can throw a couple of Hunter Seekers to get your action skill back, or just get ammo back as well, or proc your consecutive hits, or basically the Pearl on this build. They're really good utility grenades. Now for comms, we have the Cosmic Stalker for mobbing, or for overkill bossing, and we have the Bounty Hunter for mainly just bossing or really hard, long immune phase bosses that don't have mobs nearby. Or like Cosmic Stalker, if you have mobs nearby when bossing, this could be better, but I just generally use the Bounty Hunter. Now, Cosmic Stalker, when I talked about the overkill bossing, it's basically put the Cosmic Stalker on, get a few kills with a high-powered weapon, and you've got your Interplanetary Stalker, Jesus, I butchered that, Interplanetary Stalker stacked up, and you got Overkill stacked up, and all that damage, the passives, go for like what, depending on what weapons you have, go for the stats that will most likely help you, and then just shoot your shot on a boss, and it just dies. Very insane. Bounty Hunter is more for when you want to chuck a bunch of Hunter Seekers to proc your Pearl and proc kill skills and just melt bosses. It's basically why we put those two comms on the build. Now we have two artifacts, a Pearl and a Vic Rush. Now, Pearl is for when you're using weapons that spray a lot of bullets. Vic Rush is for weapons that have splash damage, like the Plague Bearer or launchers, basically, and if you want to get around the battlefield faster. Now, you do notice a difference in damage if you're using weapons that spray a lot of bullets. If you're using a Vic Rush, when you're using that, you'll see a decrease in damage, but it goes the other way around too. If you're using Plague Bearers or launchers, and you're using a Pearl, you're going to see the decrease in damage compared to the Victory Rush, or any splash passive, basically, because gun damage is additive and all that kind of stuff, and it's kind of complicated how the damage formulas are. But we'll go over the skill tree right now, and yeah, we went for the OG nuclear fallout flag this time. Fade away, 3-shot fade. No Gorilla Mist, although you could put Gorilla Mist if you want for bossing. It does work, but you do lose your ASCs unless you have a rack attack charge weapon and swap to that. But yeah, he's just really great, not my Circus, because you can just shoot your 3 shots. They have, they're like amped with post-ad crit, which is kind of good. But especially the last shot if you're using a high-powered weapon. And we're using not my Circus because aggro or your pet is super tanky, never gonna die unless it just tries to face tank Wotan, which it can actually do that, but it will usually die. But yeah, we're using not my Circus because it is a staple. If we could, we would put Until You're Dead 2. But we can't. We just need 2 more points, and really I don't want to put my points elsewhere. So yeah, so red tree, just a usual red tree for Flak. Leave no trace, ammo back, interplanetary stalker for more damage and more bonuses against enemy types. Hunter's eye, bossing is just insane with this. It applies to pretty much all the bosses because of the bounty hunter. Head count, best cooldown in the game. Second edition, real speed, a little bit. You don't need 5 points to do it, although 5 points for something like launchers or the skull matcher would be good. We put those points elsewhere to get more damage. Not that you need that much damage, but still. Then we put points in big game because this is going to boost our hunter skills, and basically they're going to do more damage, last longer, or just be better in general, and it's very good. Now we have the most dangerous game, which is going to get boosted by big game, and it's a great, it's a must pick for Flak. Galactic Shadow, again a must pick, and Megavore, again another must pick, one of the best capstones of the game. Just pick it up for Flak. It's going to proc head count and leave no trace all the time and give more damage because it's not post-act crit, it's actually crit, so it gets the bonuses from everything, and it's just insane. Now for blue tree, it looks like a gamma burst tree. We put persistence on third because got damage and actual skill duration, very good for fade away. 2 points of ferocity. Now you could put 2 more points in ferocity if you want your pet to do an insane amount of damage. Put the points in e-bites into ferocity if you want. You only need 1 point in e-bites, but since e-bites gets medium scaling, pet scaling basically, I like to put 3 points so that my pet can do 52 million damage with deflection, which is pretty insane. But yeah, Who Rescued Who is just so that when you shoot, your pet is gonna get healed, and if you shoot all the time, it's never gonna die. Your pet is so tanky that you don't really need to worry about it. Frenzy, damage. This is any type of damage. So is Interplanetary Stalker. They're basically all sources: melee, slide, gun, elemental, anything. It's just damage from every source. Psychoanalytic, your pet is going to do a lot more damage and is going to move a lot more quicker, or a lot quicker. Basically a really good skill. You don't need Hive Mind, so we put the points in E-Bites, or if you want, in Ferocity. But yeah, really good skill. Barbaric Yawp is going to increase the effect of your pet. Great Horn Skag. If you're using weapons that do not have an element on them, I do recommend using the Great Horn Skag because that's going to be more damage. But for when you have ASCs and when you have elemental weapons, Spire and Scorcher is usually the better of the two. I am going to rock Great Horn Skag for this run, but I usually run Scorcher. Now, Pack Tactics, more health for you, and basically that sums up to a little bit more shields and a little bit more survivability, but we're mainly there for the damage. 21% across the board. It is any type of damage, just as it's like Frenzy or Stalker. It's any type of damage. Flak has so much of that type of damage, like the any type of damage. It lots of damage basically. Now for the green tree, we have 5 furious attack, damage, 5 o'clock, fire rate, more DPS, so more damage. Lick the wounds. Now this is not damage, unless it's for your pet. It's because you go down a lot with this build, and sometimes it's either by death or an enemy you can't see, and your pet is like, bro, I'ma revive you. So yeah. It's basically a really good perk that I missed during the little update where I went full blue tree instead of green and didn't have the points to get there. So yeah, pet is awesome. And then 3 points in Turtle Run. More damage when you stand still, just fire rate and damage is going to be great. And damage reduction, we don't really need that. Health regen when we're moving, it's okay I guess. We're already getting health regen from Fade Away, and that's usually when we move. So I'll shut up now, and I'll just go do some gameplay. We're at the Fervor trial. This is COV mobbing, by the way, with Fl4. So enjoy. So yeah, that is pretty much it. As you can see, low ammo right now, but that's fine. Uh, but yeah, it just goes through very smoothly. Though we do go down a lot, mostly due to my gameplay, but also due to the fact that we don't have a lot of survivability. And COV mobbing is very hard. It's probably one of the hardest content in the game. But yeah, this build can do it all. If you like the video, be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos. I've got a bunch of builds coming soon. I'm trying to figure out still what I want to do for some. But expect us to at least one of each Vault Hunter having a build within the next couple months, probably like 1 month, and every Vault Hunter is going to be done. I'm not too sure about Zane though. Zane is very hard to play right now. He's not very fun. uh, but never mind that. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, like it. Dislike if you didn't. I don't mind. But yeah, see you guys later. It's been Joey.